Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Where to Start Yoga series. My name is Clyde Hampton, aka Champion Yogi, and I am here again in One Raw Yoga Studios in Sanford, Florida. My classes are here Sundays, 11 a.m. Eastern Time. Come on in, have some fun with me, flow with me. Let's talk about some of these things we're going to be doing in this series right here, right? All right, so where are we at today? Today we are working day one of our Peacock pose. We're talking about getting our hands down. We're talking about the strength. We're talking about the flexibility in the wrist and all those things. Let's start by setting our intentions like we always do. My intention for you today is to learn and understand the mechanics of this pose. I want you guys to understand how you're able to find that float, how you're able to support yourself in that space, and how you're able to stay lifted. So I'm going to give you some things to work on, get your flexibility together, give you some ways to warm up for it, and I'm also going to give you some things to strengthen your body so we can get into that space. Okay, so without further ado, let's get started. Come on down to the mat. We're going to come on down to this space and find our nice, comfortable tabletop position today. So for our peacock pose, it's an arm balance, right? So we're dealing with a lot of hand stuff. We're dealing with a lot of wrist stuff. We want to come on down to a nice tabletop position. What I like to do for my particular peacock pose is I like to put some weight into my hands as I roll around. A lot of the things that you guys saw when the headstands and things like this, we bring the hands together and I roll the wrist around. These things are very good too to work through to wake your body up. But at the same time, what you really want to do is you want to start to get a little bit of weight, a little bit of pressure into your hands. As the peacock pose, a lot of your body is going to be. And as in headstand and things like that, your body's mostly stacked into your head. Your hands are like a support system to the balance. So since we're going to put more weight into the hands, let's start warming up the body like that. We're going to find our tabletop. Remember, shoulders over the wrist, hips over the knees. Find that good alignment. Hands as wide as the shoulders, knees as wide as the hips, feet as wide as the knees. Everything are equally aligned right into this comfortable space. And then right here, you're just going to start to go forward and back, right? You're going to roll your elbows together, right? You're going to press those elbows together. This is going to create a lot of length through your arm and a lot of strength into your arm and really help you get down into the palm and start to stretch out that wrist. And we're just going to go forward and back. It's your space right here. So allow your shoulders to go forward over to your fingertips. And then by lengthening the wrist out long, come back and let the palms go a little longer. You allow the wrist to get some space. Again, bring it back forward. Push it as far as you can comfortably go. Once you push it so far that your wrist starts to come off the mat, you know you've gone like way too far because you don't have the flexibility to keep the wrist down. So once your palms are starting to rise up, go ahead and start to head back in this direction as well. So shift it forward. Press it to the hands, have it here, pull it back, stack. Now we're going to go around and do a couple of different things. So let's rotate the fingertips out to the left and the right, and then you can start to shift this way as well. This is still going to help out, giving you another perspective on the wrist. Also, starting to work those elbows in as you have to get them, bring them under your body so you can hold that peacock pose in a nice, comfortable space. Good. Also, flipping the hands over so the palms are up, the backs of the hands are down, and you're just wiggling those fingers towards you and allow that stretch to happen as well. A little more pressure into the hands. If you come back a little bit, it'll stretch out the hands a little bit more. If you come forward a little bit, it'll put more of your body weight into your hands, but less stretch into the wrist. So your choice. And then also turning them back behind you as well, as this is the way that we're heading into our peacock. So allowing those fingertips to go back behind you and then just being here. You can also take a nice big circle with your fingertips forward or any of those other directions that you like, rolling the shoulders around over the right side of the right pinky and then bringing it all the way forward over the fingertips, rolling around over that left hand, taking it outside that left pinky and then bringing it all the way back. That big circular range of motion is good for your wrist. Also, take it back in the opposite direction, right? Left, around, and right, and all the way back. These are some great stretches. You can take advantage of them. I would say give yourself at least 3 to 5 minutes of stretching just like that. You can always have more, but you definitely want to at least have 3 to 5 good minutes of stretching. Take your time, have your space, work through it when you can. All right. Let's talk about our peacock. We got all ready. We got the body all warm. We know all the things. Let's talk about how we start to grow for that peacock pose. Again, first things first is getting the hands to come back towards your knees. Having your knees down, but getting yourself to come back towards your knees. Now, when you get into this space like I'm in right now, your hands are already way too close for your knees for you to be able to find this peacock. You're going to have to lean your body weight forward and bring your belly down to those elbows, right? So just bringing the hands here, take them out a little bit further ahead of you, and then shift your body weight forward. Now you'll notice my knees are not under my hips anymore. They're behind my hips. So now I can kind of play around with my body a little bit more. I have some more range into my arms, and I can stay supported through my core without having to lift my knees up. And here's where you're going to start today. Right now, we're just going to bend into those elbows, try to squeeze them under you, have this space right here, and then just press right back up onto those palms. Again, we're just working and starting to find that space and bring it down. Now, as you start to shift forward, you're going to think about bringing your shoulders down to the floor, bringing your face down to the floor, but you don't want that to happen. You want to stay nice and strong into those core and keep long into your spine, okay? So what you're really trying to work on here is try to shift yourself forward so that these elbows come right where your waistline is, right here. You want the elbows to stack right here under your waistline so they can hold up support your body. And as you start to be able to lift, you're going to press those hips down into the elbows and lift up everything behind you. So the real support is going to happen right here at the hips, okay? So as you're starting to work into this step one today, just continue to shift your body forward, bend into those elbows, squeeze them under you, and bring yourself down. If you can come all the way to a comfortable space down here, good. You've probably gotten to a good space for step one. If you cannot bring yourself all the way down to that comfortable space to get into that space, this is where you're going to keep working. Take your time over the course of the next week. Do a few reps every day. Remember, the wrists have a whole lot of sensitivity, right? So try not to do this every single day, every single hour, excessive. You have to give your wrist a little bit of a break, a little bit of a rest. So allow yourself to come down, find that good comfortable space. If it's feeling good to you once you get here, bring it all the way back up, and you know you found a good practice for step one. You are ready to start moving forward to step two once that is comfortable for you. You are not ready to move forward to step two if your wrists are really bothering you, they're really aching, that's really like painful. You need to work on the increased flexibility in your wrist and that strength into your arm to be able to hold that space. That arm balance is a balance, right? So it's all about having a good balance into the body, but it also is about having a little bit of arm strength. So we're going to have to work on that. And again, if this is hard for you to start working on, turn those hands around and just begin with your chaturangas. Pull the elbows in, lower yourself down to that elbow height, and bring yourself back up. That's going to start building up the strength in your quads, in your triceps, and giving you the ability to be able to do it in the reverse space. But you got to get the wrists ready. You got to get those arms ready. You got to keep that core ready. And remember, as you lower your chest down, one more time here, keep your chest lifted. Don't start to let your face dive towards the mat. Keep your chest lifted and forward, shift forward, stay high into that chest, and bend into the elbows to bring yourself down. Trying to keep those shoulders up nice and high, okay? You guys got it. You guys have it. Let's have it for that peacock pose. I will see you guys back for round two. We're going to get more focused on that peacock pose. We're going to start talking about what's happening in the core and lifting everything up. If you guys are not getting what you need out of the YouTube video, maybe there's a connection in your body that you're missing, maybe you don't quite understand it, feel free to follow me on any of my platforms at c.hemp.ionyogi, on TikTok, on Instagram, on YouTube, on Facebook, all the things you can find me. Reach out to me, message me. Let's set up a private session to really help you out, or just keep following on with the YouTube video. Subscribe. I want to thank you for joining me for this peacock video today, and come back this time next week for step two. Work on it all week. Meet me here. Don't beat me here. Have a good one.